Hi, I'm Shannon McGee, strategic business coach and franchise owner with Network in Action here in the Nashville metropolitan area and nationwide. And today I have Brandon Korthuis, a leadership coach and business consultant. So thanks for joining me today, Brandon.
Absolutely, Shannon. Thanks for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey. You have a great story that kind of led you where you are. Tell us a little bit more.
Totally. I mean, as a young kid, I was always trying to figure out what the next opportunity was for me to make some money and earn my own thing. And my dad grew up with a paper route and did different work. And so my stepdad was a pool man, and my dad owned a print shop, and so was always trying to find summer work and
Hmm.
cleaning pools or cleaning up around the house. I used to work at the snack shack at the baseball field and became a leader there and ended up running it and almost took that thing over. And I was like 16 years old. And so I was always just trying to find different things and ended up getting a job at In-N-Out Burger and really learned how to be a leader of people, not so much a burger flipper. I learned how to do that too, but learned how to become a leader of people. And in the process, spent almost 20 years there and then got called out and moved to Tennessee. So across the country with no job and no family, no friends, and just kind of started over. And in that process, realized what I wanted to do was continue to help people become the best versions of themselves. And the way I kind of found the opportunity that most of them fell into my lap through just kind of my connections and my
Hmm.
experience with In and Out a little bit was to be able to come alongside people in the leadership coaching space and the consulting space. And what I found was I really enjoyed getting to work in a different box every day. I was
Oh,
working in
yeah.
the same box, for
Hmm.
9 years at one store, but
Yeah.
in the In and Out umbrella for almost 20, and getting to work in different environments and different atmospheres. So, for example, one of my first clients is a women's retail boutique. I don't know anything about women's clothing. That's not my style. I don't have any desire to learn anything about women's clothing.
But
What I
it's business.
realize,
Yeah.
it's business and it's people. And so what I realized is that I love getting to impact people. And so that
Mhm.
really is the heart behind my entrepreneurial spirit is like, who can I serve? Who can I help? Who needs to know someone? Or how do I just offer a little something? And people did it for me throughout my entire career, throughout my life, and I think it's serve first mentality. And so that's
I
kind of
love it.
the idea that I have around kind of my entrepreneurial business, and my
Mhm,
leadership mindset is always like servant leadership is the preferred style of leadership. So how do I get you to stop looking in the out the window at what everyone else is doing or how they're affecting you, and how do I get you to look in the mirror and focus on
mhm,
yourself, and how do you serve others, and then how do you serve yourself? I think sometimes we miss the opportunity to serve ourselves well and
mhm.
be kind to ourselves with our words and our actions. So
It's such a great story. A lot of people have heard about the success of leadership in and out. So, such a remarkable journey. And I also started out with paper routes. I actually think I was like 5 years old selling night crawlers to college students, right?
I love that.
It was pretty early, but it's such a great journey. And so one of the things I love that you want to help them be the best version of themselves, help their company, people focus. But now, how do people know when they need help? Like, how do they know to get out of their own way and say, bring somebody along to walk beside you? Like, what should we listen for if we know someone? Or how does an entrepreneur or owner need to like reflect upon themselves to know when do you need help?
Yeah, I think the greatest thing that you can look for is you're inspired to be better and you're inspired to be different. And social media does such a good job nowadays of giving all these grand ideas and opportunities for us to step into something new. Um, but you find yourself a week later, 2 weeks later, like there's no discipline around it, there's no action behind it. It was just this idea, and maybe you tried it a little bit, or maybe you just were inspired to want to do it, but the job got busy, life got overwhelming, and so nothing ended up happening. And I think the more you bang your head against a wall and you
Mhm,
you wake up every morning feeling like lackluster and feeling like, man, I just want something needs to change. It's that you have to have that desire in your heart, because if you've got it all figured out, then you don't need a coach. If you have that mindset and that mentality of like, I'm just going to do it, I've got it all figured out, I'm going to, do the grind and the hustle, like, then you don't need a coach. And honestly, it's not that you don't need one, it's just that you're not in the right mindset to have a
Correct.
coach.
Yep.
And I want the people who are just, they're tired of banging their head against the wall. They're tired of going to bed feeling like nothing changed, nothing's different, and they know something needs to change. They're just stuck. And
Mhm.
that's the best moment to kind of get on the phone and get a coach and be like, what can I do different? And to be honest with you, what I've learned in coaching is it's nothing that you don't know already. What it becomes is it becomes an accountability partner,
Mhm.
and it
Yep.
becomes someone that you're able to say the things that are really truly in your heart, and they're able to
Mhm.
hear you and accept you for who you are, because so much of the time we don't accept ourselves for who we are. We're not forgiving of ourselves or gracious to ourselves, and that coach usually has a great response to do that. At least that's my approach in
Mhm.
coaching is, how do I give grace to you with where you're at, but then hold you accountable to move you where you want to go.
I love that. A couple of things that I hear sometimes is one, people are afraid of giving up control, or they're afraid of, does this mean that I'm not doing well? There's something wrong. I'm not successful. And the reality is, you, it's not giving up control. It's not indicative of something wrong. Although sometimes if you're having something wrong, then you absolutely, but it's the idea of, like you said, coming along beside them to challenge them to think differently, to grow
Yep.
and be the best version of themselves. And business owners are so often just in the weeds of the business. They may have the intention, but you're in the weeds of the business, and you need to, as I say, lift your head up off the desk and have
Yeah.
a conversation with someone that's going to walk alongside you to get there. And so what an amazing journey in service and servant leadership, this heart that you have for others. Brandon, if someone wanted to get a hold of you, what's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, you can reach me on through my email, and it's
Mhm.
just my last name, Korthuis, Korthuis 87 at gmail.com, or my phone number. So 562-225-6445. I have no problem. I'm personal. I love being reached, and you can contact me, and then we'll get it going from there. Or connect with Shannon. Shannon is an amazing connector, so she'll connect us through text and or email,
Excellent.
and but yeah, that's how you get a hold of me.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today, Brandon.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Shannon. Appreciate it.